Welcome to Tools, Tech, and Gear. I'm Seth. A company that I have worked with for several years now is Cinoton. They've sent me lots of different lights in the past. This is a 120 watt LED wall light, all metal with the LEDs inside of this plastic case. Now it's pretty big. You would use this kind of thing to light up a parking garage or maybe a big walkway out somewhere like a school campus. So let's go ahead and take a look at this light, and I will bring you back at night so we can see how far this 120 watt LED casts at nighttime. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this light. This kit comes with the light itself, 3 wire nuts, and the instruction booklet. It also has this foam which can be attached to the wall surface and gives you placement for the screw holes, but also has a center punch out that allows you to use this to prevent bugs and water from getting both into your light or into the building you're installing this to. So nice to have that. Let's take a closer up look at the light. It is all metal here on the top and sides. The front here does have the plastic cover on it with a rubber gasket inside. That also helps keep bugs and water out. And the checkered pattern here will help to break up the light so it's not a spotlight. So if you turn this up like this, you can see it has a nice smooth angle on it. So snow is going to be falling straight off. So you don't have to worry about ice build-up and then it falling on somebody. It should just roll right off of that. So as far as mounting options go, it is primarily designed to be mounted back here, but you could hang this from a pole from the top, and then you can also install it over here on a pole from this side, and that will allow you to have 3 different angles you can install from. It does say this is intended to be up right here, as you can see. Now this side over here actually has a photocell, so it will turn off in the daytime and back on at night. On the bottom, doesn't have anything. So it does not come with an Allen wrench, but you need one to loosen up these screws over here to access the inside of this unit. And you'll have to access the inside whenever you install, and then after that you shouldn't have to access it anymore. So definitely nice to lock this back down once you're done. There's that one's undone. Let me see if I can get this one loose, and then we will take a closer look at how this operates. I got those loosened up. Let's go ahead and swing this open. Now it looks like you're able to pull this piece off, so if it was too heavy you could remove that by the hinge, and then the actual power to the lights, looks like you could pull that off as well. I'm going to leave it for now, but in order to make this easier to mount, you can just disconnect the power to the LEDs, which is a nice feature to have. Now this light has an input voltage of 100 to 277 volts AC. It has a 5000 K for the color or the temperature, and it's 120 watts. So let's go ahead and see what we need to work with here. It's got a ground wire right here, and then we've got both the black and white wires right here. So I'm not going to be mounting this today, but I do want to unscrew this back and then get the wires through it so we can hook up some power and see this light operate. So to do that, I'm just going to take a regular screwdriver and remove this back piece, just like that. And then I'm simply going to stick my power cord up through the back of the light. I'm just using a extension cord that's been cut in half to do this. So a proper install would actually have your wire nuts inside of here, inside of a junction box that's mounted to the inside wall of your building. So to wire this up, I'm going to combine black to black, white to white, and then the green is the ground, and green goes to green. Now for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to close this back up, even though it's not a proper install because you'd have those 3 wires going out of the light into a junction box, but we're just going to be testing out the brightness here. Let me lock this back down. At 120 watts, I highly recommend that you not look into the light. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it up here and see what we get. All right, that thing is now plugged up and seems to be working quite well. And it is very bright. Here's a side view of that light. You can see just how bright it is. I'm seeing a little bit of flicker because my inverter over here is not a pure sine wave, but here on camera I can't really tell if it's visible. It's very minimal flicker if you can see it. Now I've got a kilowatt meter over here, and let's see if it'll focus on that. We have got a power consumption of 107 watts. So it is not quite up to the 120 that's advertised, but it is producing a significant amount of light. I turned off my studio lights, and you can see just how bright this thing is over in the corner. Now there is a bit of a hum, and that is also due to my inverter not being a pure sine wave. All right, unplug that. I don't feel any heat for that 5 minutes that it's been on. Now, like I mentioned before, there's a photocell right here on this side. So I'm going to take my phone flashlight and shine into that, and you can see the light has turned off. So whenever the sun is shining, that should be off, and whenever the nighttime occurs, let's see, it may take a second there, or I may have to cover that back up. There we go. The light is back on. So I think it's kind of got a sensitivity there where taking this little paper away didn't turn it off. But now if for some reason you wanted this to stay on all the time, you could just put some spray paint or something over that little sensor. But I think for most people it's better to turn it off during the daytime because it is consuming about 100 watts there. Now as far as mounting goes, like I said before, you can use these threaded locations here to install a short piece of pipe. You can also use a short piece of pipe here, or you can use a junction box. So it's a 4-inch box here. Now in the past I've tried to use the little holes as knockouts, take a punch and hammer them out, and it can be kind of an annoying hassle. So I actually recommend that you get a nice diamond tipped drill bit and just drill out the hole you need, and it will be so much easier than having to try to punch those out. So just wanted to mention that. And now as far as length goes on your wiring, looking at probably about a foot on that one right there. So it would probably reach out if you had maybe a 3-inch pipe coming out of any of those threaded pieces. The ground is a bit short, especially would not reach up here to this one if you had to mount up top. So you have to increase the ground, but you may be able to use the black and white wires directly out to the box. Be close, you may have to add some extra length in there. So let's go ahead and close this back up, and then whenever it gets nighttime out here, I will bring you back and we will see just how far this light will cast at nighttime. I'm back out here at 9:40, so it's nice and dark. Let me turn off this outside light, and then we will plug this up here, and we'll go ahead and step way back so we can see just how bright it is. But go ahead and get this plugged up right here. Okay. Turn that off. So this is now the only light that is shining here. So how are we doing? Pretty good. Very nice and bright. Now this would normally be mounted up pretty high. So let me see if I can maybe just prop it up here a little bit. So let me step back. We can kind of see how bright this thing is. It's quite bright. The camera adjusts quickly whenever there is a bright light like this, but let me see if it'll focus. Okay, so you can see just how bright this thing is shining out here in the yard. It would only take about 2, maybe 3 of these to light up a basketball court for sure. So let me step up here and I'll hold it up a bit, and you can see how well this shines out into the yard. Let me turn that up there. Yeah, that is so bright. So 120 watts of LED power is pretty significant. So you can see that playhouse over there is about 70 feet away, and you could read over there with the amount of light that's coming out of this thing. So anyway, I just want to give you an idea of how bright this is, and hopefully you can tell that it is very bright. I'm currently standing about 20 feet away from the light, and you can see just how bright my face is away from this thing. So if you're looking for a very nice, compact, strong, durable light, then the Cinoton 120 watt LED wall light is a good one. Like I said before, I've worked with this company in the past for some of their solar powered lights, and they have done quite well. One of them lasted somewhere around the 6 years before it finally gave up the battery life. So it's pretty impressive, but this kind right here tends to last really good. So if you want to check this out, I have links in the description down below. They sent this light to me several months ago, and it sold out real quick, and so I'm posting it now so that they have new stock available on Amazon. Thanks for watching. I'm Seth with Tools, Tech, and Gear, and I will see you in the next video.